mudnayd adaa maraye.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أولا السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أدبان السلام دمان أردادا فنفوق xiisadda iskuulkeen dambaysa insha allah waxaan kaga soo warranay isla soo eegnay waynu ku guda jirnay types of bondska si guud waxaanu isla soo eegnay markaas you see here chapterkeenii saddexaad waxaanu isla soo eegnay types of moleculeska oo ka bilaabmay markaa types of bondska sida normalka waxaanu yidhi types of bondska saddex baynu usoo qaybinay haddaynu for briefly called dib isku yar xasuusino saddexdaa aynu usoo qaybinay types of bondska waxay ahaayeen ionic bond, covalent bond iyo metallic bond. Aan already soo qaadanay ionic bondka waxaan markaa wadnay covalent bondka waxaanu usoo qaybinay 3. We divided the covalent bond into 3. saddex baynu usoo qaybinay saddexdaaynu usoo qaybinay markaa waxaanu yidhi waa single bond sida hydrogen and hydrogen. waxaanu yidhi waa double bond sida oxygen double bond oxygen. waxaanu yidhi waa triple bond triple covalent bond sida tusaale nitrogen triple bond nitrogen oo kale ayaan soo sheegnay. waxaanu yidhi elementsku markay combine garoobaan mostly ama inta ugu badan waxay sameeyaan diatomic ama moleculeskin waxaanu usoo qaybinay molecular element symbol iyo complex symbol iyo compound iyo compound baynu usoo qaybinay. marka moleculesku waxaanu yidhi molecular elementska waxaa ka mid ah baynu yidhi chlorine-ka iyo hydrogen-ta oxygen-ta iyo nitrogen-ta ka mid ahaa. molecular compound-kana waxaa ka mid ah baynu yidhi sida tusaalaan ammonium iyo ammonia wateriska iyo wixii lamid ah waxaanu yidhi qolana similar element waa combined qolana different element waa combined. marka I hope you read and you understand for all the points that we are talk our previous lessons or that we have been already taking our previous lesson. So today our lesson will be the continuous from 4 chemistry chapter 3. Okay, from 4 chemistry chapter 3. Still we are including chapter 3. So don't forget we are now including for types of bonds. So we did already 2 types of bonds. Let's all call it ionic bond and covalent bond. So today we are going to look for metallic bonds. So metallic bonds in brief definition is metallic bond is a bond, as the name indicates, the bond that between metals that are combined together, okay, or mixture of metals. Metallic bond is a bond that are held together by the presence of what so-called metallic bond. So if two metals are combined together, there should be a bond that hold together for this. So the question that are coming to this bond will be metals cannot combine it together, so how this bond is being formed. So this bond is being formed by combining together in a form of alloys or in a form of molten, right? So if two metals are molted together, the bond that are held together for that two elements molten together will be metallic bonding. So metallic bonding will be exist in a form of alloys. So alloys we are calling mixture of elements, okay, or mixture of metals. A metallic bond whole atoms, okay. This is a metallic bond holds, it means whole or break up atoms together, okay. It holds up atoms together in a solid metals or alloys. So the metals that are this bond present will be when the metals are in solid form. So if the metals are liquid, this bond might not be existed, right? So don't forget, in the form of what? Solid metals or alloy. Alloys are mixture of metals. Alloys are mixture of metals. So metals are combined to change their properties and increase their uses. So if you combine two metals together, their property will be changed. If the property of these metals have been changed, also the uses of that metals will be increased or will be changed similarly. So metallic bond are held together in a solid metal. So don't forget for this is the points that we are going today to study specifically. So in a solid metals, or what's so called alloys, and alloys is that way that we are defining for this. So the mechanism that these points are happening is called C electrons, C share electrons, so say C electrons. Okay, because of each bond that are formed, there is a mechanism that this bond is being formed. So the mechanism that this bond is being formed is called C share electrons, and this is the bond itself. Okay, that in between two or more nonmetals that are combined together by the change of their properties and increase in their uses. In a solid metals, the atoms are ionized. Okay, in a solid metals, when metals are solid means, okay, when they are not in liquid form, the atoms are ionized. The atoms are charged particles, already charged particles. It's a positive form, yeah, it's a positive form. Already charged particles, or ionized means charged particles have already lose electrons, have already lose their outer electrons. Okay, ionized, when I call it ionized, is already losing their electrons. Okay, not now but before. The positive ions, okay, the positive ions means the metal lose electrons occupy. For this positive ions occupy, it means fixed positions in a lattice, fixed position in a lattice. It means shape. Okay, this is shape. Fixed position. It's not binding. It's not holding. It cannot binding for any positions, but it will occupy fixed positions. It will fill a particular positions and lattice in this shape that are combined together. Okay, this is what lattice means. The formation that resulted from the combination of some materials, right? The outer shell electrons are delocalized. Delocalized means remove this original position to another position. It's called delocalized. It means remove. Okay, localized, it means it comes from a local or say position, say a particular place that are present in the orbit or say shell. The outer shell electrons or means the valence electrons are delocalized. So what does mean this delocalizing? Since the metal are going to lose its electrons, that losing electrons will be binding another positions. So it lose its original position, and we call that electrons it's being delocalized. Okay, that electron is being delocalized. Remove its original place. That is spread throughout. They are moving throughout the metallic structures. That is spread. They will be on metallic structure and are able to move freely throughout the elasticity, throughout the shape that's being formed after combining elements. Okay, after combining elements. So this point will be indicates you that the outer shell electrons are delocalized. Number one will be delocalized. Number two, the electrons they are spread throughout the metallic structure. The metals that are combined together, their electrons will be part of that structure and able to move freely, and they will be freely moving or motiles throughout the elasticity, throughout the new shape that's being formed, right? That's being formed. Metallic bond is a bond. Okay, another definition it has will be metallic bond is a bond. Metallic bond, the bond between metals is a bond. Electrostatic attraction. There is an electrostatic attractionist. And that electrostatic attraction is between positive and metallic ions. That delocalized electrons. Okay, the positive it means the metal that's being formed, and the ions that is delocalized it is outer shell electrons. will be electrostatic attractions. The next point will be including in metallic glycate. Each metal atom exists in metallic glycate in this form that's been formed. Each metal means the metals that are combined together. One of them or each of them will be existing as positive ions. So positive ions is not only one element, it's the element or it's the metals that are combined together. How they are combined together? They are combined together by releasing this outer valence, by shedding this outer valence, okay, by moving this outer valence means, okay, the valence electron will be released from the orbit, okay. So by releasing this outer valence electrons to the localized ball of electrons, to participate the electrons that are arranged together in particular parties that are going to be make a new substance which is called an alloys or solid metals, right? Often called Z electron. Z electron is what the mechanism that metallic bond is being formed is called Z electrons or Z transfer electrons. Okay, Z electrons means the mechanism that's being formed, the bond or metallic bond or bond between two or more non-metals that are combined together. By increase or by changing the property and increasing the uses of that electrons. So that's what we call it metallic bonds for short brief information. The next point here that we are going to study today will be including the localized and localized electrons. Okay, we localize it means electron will be removed in this location and the electrons that is being present for this location is, okay, or another location that's been relocalized. So the localized and localized electrons. The delocalized electrons in metals are spread throughout the metallic structure. So the electrons that's being moved from this side in metals are spread throughout metallic structure. Metal structure means the metals that are combined together to form a metallic bond in a process of called C electrons or C share electrons, right? C share electrons. The delocalization is such that electrons are able to move throughout. It means the definition of this will be including that such electrons are able to move throughout the structure and it's impossible to assign any electron to particular positive ions. There will not be any particular positive ions after being combined the elements together, okay, in a covalent bond. The localized pair of electrons, it means the electrons that have been already present in their original position. Electrons is always positioned between the two atoms involved in the bonds. Okay, the electrons are put always. Position means to put always or place always between the two atoms involved between the two atoms that is being formed in the metallic bonds. The electron charge is such more concentrated. So that electrons will be more concentrated in where? In the formations or in the new formation of an electrons or the new formation of an C share electrons. The result that's been from the Z electrons. So for brief concept or for short concept or short note that you will remember about this will be what's delocalized and what's localized electrons. So delocalized electrons means the electrons that's being moved from this original orbit, and localized means it can either have two meanings. That two meanings will be an electron that exists in this own position or electron that is being moved from one orbit to another orbit and will be take parties the outer shell full electrons of another element, right? So you remember for all that things. So the next concept will be the properties that's best tell us, okay, the properties, the characteristics, it's the character that best tell us what sort of bond we have, what type it means, okay, what sort it means what type of bonding we have is electrical conductivity. Okay, we have electrical and conductivity. The bone you have in this form will be electrical conductivity because the combination of elements are what? Metallic or metallic form. So all metals are conducting electricity by their free electrons or due to their free electrons, and that's why we are saying types of bone is being indicated as their electrical conductivity. Metals and alloys conduct electricity well. Metals and alloys, it means metals have free electrons, and alloys also have a free electrons because alloys come from combination of what? Metals. Combination of it. Also they are consist of what so called free electrons like metals. So metals and alloys conduct electricity well. Why? Because of they have free outer or they have free electrons in both, not only, okay, in both solid and liquid state. If the metals exist in liquid or solid, they conduct electricity well because they have free electrons. If the alloys conduct electricity well only solid and liquid state because they have contained free electrons in their outer shell, or they have free electrons to move. So in both solid and liquid state, due to their metallic bond means the bond is between metals, and metals always conduct electricity. The current is carried by the relocalized electron that hold the metal ion together. Current that follow to the electron is being carried, is being transferred from place to another place. Relocalized electrons that hold metal ions together. So our lesson of today will be stop there. Will be there inshallah. Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, dhammaantiin. Layliskan kasoo shaqeeya hadii ilaahay ka dhigo. So layliskan waxaad kala saartaa differentiate the following terms. Eraydan soo socda kala saari doontaa inshallah. Lama wanka relocalized and localized maxay kala yihiin? Molecular element and molecular compound muxuu yahay? Dative and lunar pairs maxay yihiin? Intaasaad inshallah kasoo shaqeyn doontaan. And how you'll get a point all that we have already mentioned for our previous lessons. Inshallah, see you again until next time inshallah.